Hey everybody, and welcome to Gun Prattle. Today we're going to be talking about flying and traveling with your match firearms for a competition or a training event, anything like that where you're going to be carrying multiple firearms and you need to fly. Now I know a lot of people automatically just don't want to fly with firearms. They would rather drive than fly, and so for me, I make the determination based on if it's going to be over 14 hours driving, I'm more likely to fly. And the reason for that is once you get into that 14, 16, 18, 20 hour range of driving, you're going to want to stop for a hotel. It's just going to eat up another day, and it just seems like a diminishing return at that point. And so I choose not to do that. I would prefer to fly. Now, I have very specific standards for flying, and we're going to get into those now. So when I'm actually going to fly, when I've made the decision, okay, we're going to let's go book some flights. I tend to fly on Southwest. They seem to have the better trained staff when it comes to checking your guns in and not misunderstanding what the actual policies are. If you're going to fly an airline other than Southwest, I strongly suggest that you print out the airline's policies regarding firearms so that if, for example, a ticket agent says that you have to use TSA locks, which is not policy, you use non-TSA locks, you have a printout right there and you don't have to try and search it up on your phone or convince someone while other people are waiting. Now, again, these are kind of rules of thumb and not hard, these aren't written in stone or anything, but these have worked for me. These policies, these things that I do, these practices have worked really well for me. I always fly nonstop if at all possible. I definitely do not want to have a layover where my firearms are taken off the plane, put in a cage for 2 or 3 or 4 hours, and then loaded onto another plane. This is a risk that I just don't want to tolerate. And when I make my risk assessment, if I have to do a layover, I want it to be a very short layover, and I don't want to change planes if at all possible. If I do have to change planes, it's a really tough one for me. I would rather wake up at 3 in the morning and catch a 5 o'clock flight, or hang out and go to dinner, maybe catch a movie and take an 11 o'clock flight in the evening, rather than take a midday flight with layovers. Just nonstop is the way to go for me. Now, I also tend to upgrade my ticket with Southwest. Now, I do that because that way I get my 2 free checked bags, which used to be standard but is no longer. I also get their preferred line, so that which is normally for A-listers or Premier or whatever they call their higher tier clients, which saves me time when I go to check my guns in, because I know that in most airports they're going to tell me to wait in the area near the ticket counter for 15 minutes in case TSA calls me and wants to access my firearms. And that has happened, and I just don't want to risk the delay. So and I know that I'm going to have to wait that 15 minutes. I also plan to have enough time to go through my regular, everyday, normal TSA, although I do have Clear now, which helps. But while I'm sitting there waiting for 15 minutes, more people are going through security, and in general, I know that I'm going to get a little bit hosed going through security and whatnot. Not always, but I just plan on it. That way I'm pleasantly surprised. I do have Clear. I do everything I can to make going through the airport as easy as possible. I can't stress enough that when you're packing, make sure that you don't put any shells or cartridges or spent brass or anything like that. You want nothing in your pockets or in your bags. I have had I've had to open my bag and had it searched by TSA because of a single 9mm round that just happened to fall in my bag while I was packing everything else. So just be careful, be purposeful, take care of it, okay? All right. Okay, guys. So now we're going to actually pack as if I'm going to a 3-gun match far away. We're going to start with the guns. We're going to move on. For me, packing for flying to a match means I'm dealing with 4 bags. I'm dealing with the gun case, a second check bag, a carry-on, and then my computer bag backpack. In general, I can get everything in there. I have no problems with weight or getting through security, and my life is pretty easy. There are some concessions I make when we get, and we'll get into that later, but for right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually stop the camera for a minute, and then I'm going to set up, and we're going to, when we come back, I'm going to be ready to pack the bag or the gun case as if I'm going to a match. So please stand by. Okay, guys, now we're back. Let's talk about what we're doing. And what we're doing right now is we're going to load the hard gun case with the firearms that we're going to take to the match that we're going to shoot. Now, what we have here is we have a case made by Explorer Cases. It is a part of their Ultimate 3-gun kit that they made a few years ago. I'm not sure they still make it, but it's a really, really good piece of kit. Now, what's different about this is there's no foam inside. It is a soft carry case, a gun case, a 2-rifle bag, whatever you want to call it. There's a soft case inside the hard shell, and the soft case, which I'll show you. The soft case here is divided internally for the rifle, pistol, and shotgun. And I'll insert a picture in post. When I edit this, I'll insert a picture to show you what it looks like inside when it's all loaded. So we will need a pistol, okay? And we have a 2011 here. Let's make sure it's clear, okay? And we have just a standard, everyday, normal pistol bag. I think this one's from Midway, nothing special. And we take that, and I sort of fold the pistol bag around it because I just like to do it that way. And the case has Velcro straps in it to allow you to firmly strap the pistol into place. And now the pistol is there. Now we're going to load the rifle in. We're flagged. It's the light is off. The illumination is set to 0. And now we're going to just put the rifle in. Rifle fits nicely. Again, we have Velcro straps, so we can just strap it down in place and it doesn't move. And it's nice and safe and secure for its travel. Now, I've had this case for probably 10 years, and I've traveled really all over the country with it. Never let me down. And the nice thing is that when I'm on stages, in between stages, when I have to carry all of this stuff around, this has backpack straps. The soft case is very well proportioned, and it just works. So now we're going to do the shotgun. Again, we're flagged, very safe, and we're just going to put the shotgun right in there, just like that. And we're going to strap it down with its straps. And by doing it this way and using this case, we save a fair amount of weight that we would otherwise be penalized for in the rest of our packing. Remember that we have a weight limit for our bags, and if we go over that weight limit, it's pretty expensive, so we don't want to do that. So now we just zip the soft case up, just like this. We close it. Good to go. Now we're going to just go ahead and latch that up. Now, we don't have locks on it, but this rifle case, as it is right now, weighs about 45 pounds with everything in it, which gives me about 5 pounds leeway between the max weight of 50 pounds and the current weight. And that's good because we're going to need it. Now, we have locks. We're going to have to lock this. We have locking holes on each end and in the middle. I use at least 3 locks. Some people use 4. Whatever it takes, use non-TSA approved locks. Make sure that you try your locks before you leave your house and well before you need to take this. I can't tell you how many times that I've been working with someone and they were going to travel with their guns, and they went to put their padlocks on, and the hasp was too short or too thick, and it wouldn't fit. Let's, do some planning ahead. So that's the gun case. It's packed, it's ready to be locked, and we're ready to go to the airport with this. I do like the Explorer cases. It has wheels. There's various ways to deal with this in the airport. It's worth mentioning that I take a Velcro strap, just a loop of Velcro, and I put it around the handle. Put it around the handle here. And then I attach that to my suitcase, my roller bag, and then I can drag this on its wheels through the airport without having to, and leave one hand free. And that's pretty nice. It makes it very convenient to go through the airport. So when we come back, we're going to talk about the second bag that we pack, and that is the second check bag, which is a suitcase, but we've got a little bit of a spin on it. I'll be right back. Please stand by. Okay, guys, we're back. Here we are. We're going to talk about the second bag that we pack to go across country flying with our firearms. We've got our gun case packed, and most people would think that that's the end of it, but you're wrong. Let's get into this. So the next bag is a suitcase. I use a medium suitcase. Realistically, I will hit max weight long before I fill the thing up as far as volume goes. And so the size of it is medium to a slightly larger than medium. And I want the lightest suitcase I can get. For years, I used a cheap American Tourister that I bought at, I think, Walmart or somewhere like that. I don't actually remember where I bought it, but it was an American Tourister, and it weighed very cheap. It weighed very little, and it was very cheap. I still have it. I just don't use it that much anymore. I have other bags to use. If possible, if you have a lightweight hard shell case, that might be the choice. But again, the lightweight thing, it may not be light enough. Now, what we start with is a backpack. We start with a backpack because all of the stuff that we're about to go over actually goes in the backpack. And we're going to start. This is a LA Police Gear. I think it's their 3-day adventure pack or something like that. A lot of pockets, good organization, works great. So the first thing we're going to load in is some ammunition. and it's important. So I will buy locally when I get to the match 55 grain Hoser 223 for the rifle and birdshot. 100% of the time, I'm not carrying that stuff on the airplane. There's just no point in it. So I will carry 300 rounds of pistol and 100 rounds of precision rifle or long range ammo or whatever you choose to call it. I'm going to carry that in this backpack because that's, first of all, where it needs to go, and second, I need that ammunition. So next up, the next thing to go in here, and that goes in the bottom of the backpack, so it's not going to tear anything up, it's not going to crush anything, and if I have to carry it around, it doesn't really hurt me. The next thing that I tend to put in there, and I think these are really important and often overlooked, is elbow and knee pads. These elbow pads are from Blackhawk. They're really nice. They've got like a gel, foamy kind of protection for the elbow. They're very lightweight, and I like them. They work really well. These are just standard surplus USGI knee pads. They work great. For years, I didn't use them, wasn't a believer, didn't think anything about it. Then I tried a set. They work. It's well worth it. It's a small amount of weight and a small amount of money to invest, and it's a lot of effectiveness. Next up, we have rifle mags. I carry only 2 with the MBX extensions and the MBX floor kit, which is the little pieces that allow you to more or less turn this into a rest. Kind of widens it up, so if you need to shoot off the magazine, you can do that really well. And it also couples the magazine if you need to do that. I carry a drum. This is a D60. We all know what those are. Here's the MBX kit that we use. I just throw these in a pocket. I've used them quite a lot, more than I ever thought I would. They came with the base pads, so I bought it as kind of a kit. I'll carry a multi-tool. This is the Leatherman Mutt. Really works well, and wouldn't leave home without it to go to a match. It is kind of centered around the idea of being able to service an AR. It's got a pin pusher and some other things, and it can interface with some cleaning gear, and I think that makes it very, very handy. So next, we have a drop rig magazine pouch. It goes on the, drops on the leg, and it's got a clip that fastens onto my holster, my gun belt. I tend to take about 5 pistol mags. More seems a waste of space and weight, and I get 5 seems to be about right. I put those in one of these bags. These came with the Explorer case, and they have Velcro on the bottom, so that when I'm using the soft case, I just stick these in there, and they'll carry ammo, magazines, small parts, whatever I need them to carry, and they're very convenient to move from backpack to the soft case, and that works out really well for me. And I actually have 3 of them total. They work out pretty good for me. Last thing is, before we get to the gun belt, is shell caddies. This is a 24. Then I carry that's a 24 chest rig. I prefer the chest rig. I almost always will use the chest rig over belt. Just the way I roll. I do carry an 8 and a 12 belt rig caddy, so that as needed, I just can swap things around. And this comes in really handy when I'm going to use a buck or slug stage, along with, especially if there's a birdshot combined with it, so I don't accidentally mix loads or candy cane wrong and cause myself a problem, or you know, worst case, a DQ. We don't want one of those now, do we? So all of that goes in the backpack. Once it's in the backpack, it goes in the suitcase, and that's the end of that. The next thing that goes in the suitcase is my belt gear. I will generically just go ahead and pop the holster off of the GLS clip and wrap this up. The nice thing about this Safariland belt is I can really make this thing kind of compact and put this in the suitcase, and it packs down pretty small. This is a Safariland belt with the Carbon Arms ratcheting system from an old Carbon Arms belt that I don't use anymore. Great system, owned it for 10 or 15 years, love it, can't say enough good things about it. And that is basically everything that's going to go in your checked bag, except for whatever weight you have left, right? So this is probably 20 or 30 pounds of gear. You got 40, maybe 50 pounds weight, depending on airline. Once you have this in, then you just fill up the rest of the space and weight with your clothes, toiletries, whatever you take to the match. Keep in mind, you can't put lithium batteries in your luggage anymore, so don't do that. And that is bag 2. Packed, ready to go. That's your second checked bag, which is in general a medium suitcase. So there we go. And next up, we're going to talk about the carry-on and computer bag at the same time. I'm not going to wheel a carry-on out here. We're just going to talk about it. Give me a second to get the computer bag, and then we'll be right back. Please stand by. And we're back. Just like that, here we are again. Now we're going to talk about the computer bag and the carry-on. The carry-on is pretty much filled with the clothes and other items, shoes, whatever, that won't fit because of weight in my second checked bag. Fortunately, generically, I'm flying in the summer, so I'm not wearing a bunch of heavy coats or anything like that, so that helps. Your mileage may vary. Plan accordingly. Then we get into what I consider my computer bag, and this is where it gets really personalized. I'm going to go over what I tend to carry, but this is an ever-evolving and changing list. I'm just giving you examples of what you ought maybe carry, okay? So the first thing that goes in the bag is the computer, the laptop, which actually I left inside. That's okay. The next thing will be drone, cameras, small tripods of various types, batteries, charging systems, that sort of thing. That goes in there. Rangefinder, and I actually use a rangefinder kit, so this all goes into one setup. I have my wind meter and everything in there, so this goes in there. And then I'll have maybe a set of headphones, extra ear pro, eye pro, reading glasses, all of the things that I may need in my computer bag. That's what goes in there. It's nothing super exciting, but it's very specific to what I'm doing and what I need out of what's going on. Now, I am going to say that these last 2 bags are very personal and based on your requirement. If you're going to Florida, you may need rain gear. If you're going to Arizona, you might need a fleece jacket because it's going to get cool at night. You just use a little forethought and planning. If you're shooting videos like I do, then you're going to need microphones, cameras, drones, batteries, chargers, all of that kind of thing. You're going to have to go through security with it. In my checked bag, I'll often add a couple of pocket knives or whatever. Your mileage will vary based on what you do. The important thing is when you get into these 3 bags, Watch the weight on the checked bag, and then everything else goes in the carry-on. I can't stress enough how important that is to have everything that you need. And let's talk about ammo. Let's talk about some of the things that you're probably sitting there. I didn't hear you mention a cleaning kit. I didn't hear you mention this. I didn't hear you mention that. Okay. Here's why. I don't carry that stuff. I will carry a couple of the rip open packs of lube just in case my bolt goes dry or I get a bunch of dust in something, I have to clean it. But by and large, and I've done this at many matches, if I have a problem with the gun or I need to lube it or I need to clean it, well, first of all, I should have done it at home before I left, and I'm only shooting 3 days, so in theory, I should have no problems. But shit, things happen. That means that I will, if I can, I want to see if somebody can help me out and maybe loan me some stuff, or I can buy something from somebody else. If I can't do that, I will just go buy what I need at whatever sporting goods store. The first thing I do generically when I'm researching a match is I look on Google and find where the nearest sporting goods stores, Sportsman's Warehouse, Scheels, Bass Pro, whatever. I want to find those, Cabela's, it doesn't matter. Because if I really, 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 really need X thing, I need to know, well, this is something I can get at Walmart. I'll just run to Walmart and I'll grab some gun scrubber and I'm good. I'm back in action. But maybe I need, something else. Well, now I need to go find a Cabela's, or I need to find a Bass Pro, or I need to find an actual gun shop. You've got to do your research before you leave, because you can't carry everything you have at home or the things that you normally carry in your vehicle to a match. It's just not going to work out. There's just not going to be enough weight when you fly. But that shouldn't deter you from wanting to fly. Don't let fear rule your life. More than likely, you're not going to need anything. The times that I've really needed something have been very few and very not super expensive to take care of. Running in the Walmart and buying a can of gun scrubber for $6 is no big deal. Okay? And then I just give it away because I don't want to carry the aerosol. I don't want to have to deal with the with carrying it back home. And then somebody will always remember that I gave them gun scrubber. And that's really it. That's really the gist of it. Once you're done, my routine is once I'm done with the match, the morning of, I carry everything to the match. Morning of the last day, say it's Sunday, I'm going to carry everything to the match. The night before, I will have packed everything except what I'm going to physically use that day. Everything will be packed up that can possibly be packed up. As soon as I'm done shooting, maybe I'll go have lunch, maybe not. Usually there's an hour or two protest period before they do the results, and if there's a prize table before that happens, it takes some time. While that's all going on, I go to my car, I put my guns away, I wipe everything down. Normally, I'll buy a roll of paper towels at Walmart or something, so I can wipe everything down really good, put everything in the gun cases, zip everything up, get everything ready to travel. It doesn't take long, and I'm out. As soon as awards are over, as soon as the prize table's over, if there is one, as soon as I've said goodbye to all my buddies, I'm in the rental car, I go turn the rental car in, I go, go check my bag as early as I can. Sometimes there's time limits before you can actually check a bag. I go check my guns in, get everything set. I go to my gate and I wait for my airplane ride home. It's that simple. It's not hard. It's not scary. There's no big bad wolf that's going to get you. Just, you have to plan, you have to be prepared, and you have to be very methodical about how you do it. And you really need to be aware of the pitfalls such as layovers, multi-leg flights, nonstop if you can, and pick good airlines. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was useful. I know sometimes I get rambling and I trip over words and stuff. Hope you enjoyed it.